but I hope athletes realize that being vulnerable is not a sign of weakness, but it's a sign of passion, maybe even. And so, hey, William Dandjinou here, Crystal Globe winner and world champion. Come see my hair routine and answer some questions with me.
How did this situation happen?
Oh, it's a good question. Maybe you can tell me.
Yeah, I don't know, we contacted each other.
Yeah.
And he was like, I'm gonna come to Netherlands. Would you like to braid my hair? And I was, of course. I wanna give you my magic hands.
Yeah, and I saw her page, also like your braiding page, and I really liked what she was doing. And so, yeah, I felt also like it was a cool opportunity to, I always want to look good in competitions, and she's already there, so yeah, just a good opportunity, I feel like.
I feel like you have to be quite a perfectionist on the ice while you do short track. Are you also like a perfectionist with your hair?
I feel like I am, but the thing is, I don't have the expertise, right? So I have people I trust with my hair, and I just let them do what they have to do. I feel like in short track it's the same thing, like with the blades or equipment, I'm not the one handling it. I like it to be perfect, but at some point you have to trust the experts, and in this case it's just letting her do her thing.
What is something fans never see, but is very essential to your success?
What we're doing right now. I feel like it's the first time that people will see part of my hair routine and part of my routine in general, and people always see the end results, but it's like anything in sport, it's a whole process, and it's something I do with love, so it's going to be nice for fans to see it.
You also have your fashion brand, like it's just like appearance and stuff, is that important to you?
Well, I think for any athlete, and especially right now in the world that we're in right now, being able to market yourself is super important, and so the brand wasn't necessarily for appearance more than just being able to interact with fans and have something to show for. When I was a kid and watching short track, there was nothing I could really wear or I could really identify myself in, and so I feel like it's very important that younger fans can see that. So that comes with clothing, obviously, but also like skating equipment, and I'm really proud of what I've been able to build in the last 2 years. But there's still a lot of work to do, and I'm also hoping that more short trackers will be able to follow in my steps and not necessarily do exactly the same thing, but brainstorm ideas to how we can connect more with fans. Yeah. It's also scary because you're putting yourself out there, right? So if you build a brand and the results don't follow, maybe some people can feel like it's a waste of time, but I was like, I prefer doing it, and if it doesn't work, then it doesn't work, but at least I'll have something to show for. And in my brand, I don't feel like it's really depending about my results. I feel like it's more about my personality and how I showcase it to the world.
So it doesn't come with extra pressure?
Not to me, but I understand why it could, yeah.
You have your like iconic eagle pose, but you just made that up, right? After you won your first medal?
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Did you know like the impact, or are you aware of the impact that it has now?
I didn't know the impact it would have. I feel like I'm starting to understand how big it can be, but I'm always surprised to see, especially when I go into other countries, to see like how it impacted the young people there. I can see it more in Canada, obviously, because I'm there every day. But when I leave Canada and see people all around the world doing it, it's really heartfelt for me. Yeah.
You also talked about like the importance of showing your emotions, but also like the media and stuff.
Yeah.
What do you think could be like a big change in the sports with the media? What could be done?
Well, I feel like there's a lot of things that can be done, not just with the media, but that will help the media. Like, for example, making our sport at least semi-professional could help funding with the media and also exposure with big brands, and I feel like that's the biggest thing that we could do. But I feel like obviously just showcasing even more of the personality of the athletes like we're doing today will help for sure. I feel like sports in general is a market of emotions, and so if you show people and not just results, it helps bringing attraction to the sport, and that's what I think we should do more.
Do you think it's easy to show your emotions in this sport?
Might be easy for me because I'm a very spontaneous guy, but I feel like for some athletes it can be very scary because you're putting yourself out there and maybe showing your vulnerabilities. But I hope athletes realize that being vulnerable is not a sign of weakness, but it's a sign of passion, maybe even. And so with time I feel like it's going to get easier, but for the moment it's not easy for everybody, for sure.
So you made history in Montreal a few weeks ago. Can you take us back to that moment, when you stepped out of the ice? How did you feel?
Well, it was a crazy feeling because of course I was in front of my home crowd and family. But honestly, it took me a few days to really realize it, because in the heat of the moment I felt just like I was doing race after race, and I wasn't thinking about the results that much. I was just trying to be the best I could be in that moment. And so when the competition finished, and especially finished with the relay, I was mostly happy that our team won and that we could celebrate together. But it's only a few days after that I realized, damn, I really did something unusual, and that's when it hit me, basically.
You won all the distances, but which distance feels the most like you, or are you the most comfortable with?
That's a good question. Well, I feel like the distance I'm most proud of winning was the relay with the boys, especially because it was the last race of the competition, and after 2 weeks of competition, so it felt really satisfying. And also, it's always the one where the crowd brings the most energy, and so that felt great also. Yeah.
You're also still a pretty big contender for the Crystal Globe.
Yeah.
Is that something that is important to you this season, or is it just a detail?
At first, I have to admit, it wasn't very important because as a team, our objective was to qualify Olympic spots. But right now, after 3 World Cups, it's pretty much qualified. So, for the last competition, my goal is going to be obviously the individual Crystal Globe and the team Crystal Globe that we're both leading in. So, it's going to be an interesting competition, but I hope I can come on top.
How do you actually qualify for the Olympics as Canadian?
So it's a pretty complicated process, but basically, if I'm making it simple, all 3 Canadians in every distance have to be in the top 30. And so what makes it difficult is that they don't consider the person, but they consider every result as a Canadian spot, if that makes sense. So if I get a disqualification or a yellow card, then it impacts directly the whole team. And so, I feel like we did really good to be able to qualify it, but it's a lot harder than it looks like. Yeah.
So when we are looking ahead, do you still have gains that you want to make this season, technically, physically, mentally?
Yeah, like you said, I'm a bit of a perfectionist, so I don't even feel like I'll be able to be the way I want to be at the games, just because I always feel like I have so much to work on. But I'll do my best for sure, and I always feel like I'm growing, and the sport is so complete that there's always something to work on. And I'm very fortunate to be in a team that has a lot of different types of skaters, and so I can look at them and try to work on stuff that they're good at and that I'm lacking, and vice versa. So still a lot to work on, but hopefully I'll be able to work on that for the games for sure.
Can you say I'm definitely going to win a gold medal, or are you also still not talking about that? Yeah,
well, it's hard in short track. Maybe if I was a long tracker, I'd be more comfortable to say that, but short track is so unpredictable that it's very hard to guarantee anything, especially with the field that we have right now. I feel like short track has never been as strong. We have a lot of countries competing for good results. It used to be mostly the Koreans, but now it's the Dutch are good, Italians are good, Koreans are always good, but the Canadians also are there. So there's a lot of countries being very strong in these games, and I can't guarantee anything, but I can guarantee that I'll be in good shape for the games for sure, and that I'll give it my all.
So if you manifest, what would you manifest for the Olympics?
I would manifest our objective as a team, which is 7 medals as a team, and so I hope to be able to contribute as much as I can in that result. Yeah. Thanks for watching my hair routine, and come cheer us this weekend in Dordrecht. The only thing I want to plug is I want KLM to bring me back my suitcases, but I'm not sure that's a good idea to trash talk them.